Hello YouTube, this is DVD of the Dead, and I'm doing my top 5 most depressing films. Also, sort of hard to do. There's a lot of movies I've watched that's depressed me. Here goes honorable mention. Honorable mentions. Old Yeller, Where the Weird Fern Grows, and Marley and Me. Yeah, all three of those are about dogs, and they are sad, but just didn't make my top 5 list. So, yeah. Alright, but anyway, starting at number 5, we got a very depressing film, The Deer Hunter. Yes, this movie really depressing because the whole time you're watching the movie, you're like getting the whole time you're watching the movie, the whole beginning wedding scene and the whole part where they are in America, you're getting so well connected with the characters. You know that they're best friends and they all love each other, and you get to feel like they're your friends too. It's hard to explain, but yeah, and there is like some parts in the Deer Hunter. Sorry, the first time I watched the Deer Hunter, it had a lot of effect on me. I mean, it's just depressing. I mean, it did disturb me the first time I watched it because of the Russian roulette scene and that whole Vietnam War scene. God, they went through some shit, man. But yeah, it was a really sad movie, and for y'all that have watched the movie, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm gonna move on now. The Deer Hunter's a great movie. Not very watchable because it's 3 hours plus depressing and a disturbing sequence. So yeah, alright, moving on to number 4, we have Schindler's List, another depressing war film. Yeah, Schindler's List. I mean, you already know it's gonna be disturbing if you know what it's about. I mean, you watch this movie and you see how all these Jewish people, like how they had to live, and most of all the kids. I mean, you see like how the kids are in that movie. They're like hiding in bathrooms and like that. They're hiding under the toilet where people use the bathroom. That's sick. But yeah, and they have to worry about they have like this big fear of death and stuff. And the worst thing is this stuff actually happened. You know it happened. There was kids that like got burned alive and stuff, and Steven Spielberg really went all out with this movie. But this is Steven Spielberg's best, but not really rewatchable because yet again it's 3 hours and depressing, man. You'll like the part where I don't even want to talk about this movie. It's not like all the stuff that happened. It's not even funny, but it's a great movie. I still watch it, although there is some depressing scenes. Alright, but anyway, moving on, number 3. Yeah. Number 3, I got Requiem for a Dream. Yes. This would be on a lot of people's number 1, but yes, this was a really depressing movie after you see what, like, the after effect at the end of these people doing drugs. Oh my god. Jesus. It's sick and disturbing, or not disturbing, but it's depressing. It's a great movie. Like I said, I didn't really like it the first time, but it's a great movie. It's really sad once you see like what happens. But yeah. I think I have a review for it, so you can just watch that. And it's a depressing movie, and that would be number 3. All right. Number 2. Oh my god, this movie had so much effect on me. The Butterfly Effect. Jesus Christ, like this whole movie is, God, this movie's just like so depressing. I'm surprised this is not number 1. This movie really like got me down when I first watched it. I was speechless. I just, like, the whole week I was just thinking about that movie, and God, she brought me down. But it's a really good movie, but it's just so sad. Like, and everyone knows what it's about. I may do a review on it. I'm not gonna like sit here and tell you what's about because it's kind of a long story to tell about this movie, but it's great, and y'all know what I mean when I say it's depressing. My God, it's he does all this stuff to try to make his life better, but then all this stuff goes downhill. It's almost sick to watch, but yeah, The Butterfly Effect, a great movie, and yeah. And last but not least, number one. Probably never, no one's ever heard of this movie, and you're probably gonna think I'm stupid for having this number one, but it is Clint Eastwood's A Perfect World. Oh my god, I remember watching this and I cried like a bitch. I'm not even lying. I cried like I just got shot in the head, or, well, not shot in the head, but I laughed like I just got shot in the foot or something. It's great. God, this movie's so sad. Like, alright, what this movie's about is Kevin Costner, he kidnaps this little boy, and he's, like, going around town, and, all the cops are chasing him and stuff. Movie's directed by Clint Eastwood, I think. Yeah, I think it's directed by Clint Eastwood. It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it, but it's so sad. I couldn't stop crying. Like, I really cried to this movie. This is a movie that, like, I really cried to, but, yeah, out of all the movies, this would be the one I actually cried to. And, it's just, like, depressing because you get so connected with the characters once again. But that's usually what it is you get connected with the characters, and then once they, you know, you feel down. But, yeah, A Perfect World is the saddest movie I've ever watched. And, yeah, I guess that's the whole video. I don't know if this was too short or too long, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and see you later, YouTube.